Hey guys, Rex Hart back again with another chapter video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are enjoying the content. Let's jump into it. Halt! The molten fire do not welcome you outsiders. I am Elder of Cold Steel. Lordrick, I have urgent business with your elder. Step aside. The molten fire. Have no dealings with Cold Steel or other clans for a century. Away with you. I haven't seen any mortifying kinsmen for 100 years, yet I am to believe my long-lost kinsmen have nothing but scorn? Ha! Do you not think the great molten fires could be insulted by your puny clan? We have nothing to do with traitors dwarf brothers. We are proud to call the Duke of Lazia allies, you slaves. What of dwarven hospitality, ties of the dwarven blood? Would you favor outsider over your own clan? Despicable. I suspect an alliance between Molten Fire and Soul Plunderer. Did you say Nicholas? Could it be? He looks at Evelyn. Elder Hakron, it pains me beyond measure to think so. But I'll get to the bottom of what my father has done. Rickard, I'm afraid we may assume the worst. Do you think that hassle could have led to the Molten Fire or towards? No. I can't believe Hassel would do such a stupid thing. Soul Plunderer is trying to muddy the waters. Our doubts would be relieved quickly if we could just get an audience with Hassel. I can see a lot of Soul Plunderer cultists blocking the way ahead. It's going to be difficult to get through. Don't worry, Evelyn. These puny weaklings are no match for me. I'm going to wrestle the truth out of Hassel. How on earth could he tolerate these wretches in our land? Your elder? I demand to see him. Ha! Our mighty elder has no time to waste with the likes of you. The mighty Hassel is even now restoring the glory of the molten fires. He's hashing out the details now upon Cloud Peak with the Soul Plunderer leader. We'll be unstoppable, no matter what you say. Cloud Peak? Oh no, the Imperial City, King Brand. We must ascend to the mountain at once. Before dark, I'll teach them a lesson with my axe before the day's out. I gave my authority over to Hassel, and this is what he does? Sells our proud people to puppetry for the dark? Hassel, Hassel, surely you haven't broken your brother's heart. That's the Imperial City, atop of the Cloud Peak up ahead. The guard should be the last obstacle to Hassel. The Imperial City is in session. Intruders, away with you now. I am Elder of Coldsteel, Lordrick, and I demand to see Brand. King Brand has important business with Hassel. Away with you. I must see Hassel today, and if you will not allow it, you will be made to. You finally came, my brother. It has been 100 years, but much of the worst, I'm afraid. Hassel, my brother, who have bewitched you? To what depths of foolishness have you sunk, that you would consider allying with the evil Soul Plunder? Why don't you ask our people? I am doing what I must secure our future for the next 1,000 years. What about you? Or have you come here to destroy your clan a second time? Hassel, I have committed a terrible mistake. I will live by it for the rest of my life. But my fault does not make you right. This is absolute foolishness. You don't know what these evil cultists are capable of. Huh? Foolish? Words from a drunkard. Why would I ever expect you to understand true wisdom? The great Duke of Lazia has promised our clan control over the entire mountain kingdom. The molten fires will once again take their rightful seat on the throne. And all it took was a heart of fire. Hassel, what of our forge guard, cold steel and stone of his brethren? Have you no thought for your fellow dwarves? Are you blinded by ambition? Haha! Fellow dwarfs? They should have thought of that before they exiled the Molten Clan from their lands. They are a dishonorable lot, but Nicholas has a solution for that too. You're mad. Hassel, I gave you the eldership hoping that you would lead the Molten Fires out of the troubles. Instead, you sacrificed our people for your ambition and handed our Holtidis artifacts over to the outsiders. You gave me nothing except that was mine by right. Were it not for our father's favorism, do you think I would have let a drunken drag the Molten Clan into yet more disgrace? Do you think a common four guards deserve to sit on the throne? Brother, your hate has blinded you utterly. If you cannot see the difference between Soul Plunderer and your clansmen, I'm sorry, but you are no longer worthy of being called my brother. If you want to teach me a lesson, then I suggest you get your hammer and ready. I want to see whether our father's favoritism still wherewithal to defeat me. Hassel lies on the ground, paralyzed by shock, unable to believe his defeat. Come on, Hassel, get up. Use this as an opportunity to reevaluate your priorities and decide whether these cultists can be trusted. You know, they will only lead dwarven folk to death and destruction. Dwarven folk, huh? If it weren't for your sake, what other excuse could the cowardly clan have to drive the Moltons out? Not an hour goes by when I don't think about my past. The goddess knows I can't forget it, but look around you, our people are in crisis. Be quiet, Nicholas has promised to restore the molten fires to our rightful position in the mountain kingdom. Do you know what that means? Father never realized his mistake, huh? He never realized I'm the only one capable of leading us to glory, not you, not a drunkard. Hassel, the Nicholas in whom you trust is doing the very best to spread dark energy throughout Alurica right now, and all races, including our very own Molten clan, will be caught in the living hell sure to follow. Don't think you can drive a wedge between me and Nicholas with vague threats? I don't believe it. I would never allow the Molten fires to come to harm. Hassel, my brother, I think that your resentment against our father has clouded your judgment. I didn't realize that until now. Listen, Father never favored me. He knew you well, and that your ambition would be a two-edged sword that could hurt our people as much as our enemies. Father was worried you might do something foolish one day to put our clan at risk for the promise of great glory. That is why he gave the eldership to me. Hassel laughs coldly. Do you think I'm in the mood to listen to your tall stories after so many years? Hassel, I still remember the day your father got up at the Dwarven Council and proudly declared that you were the most gifted dwarf he'd seen in centuries. Have you betrayed his trust? No. He would never have done that. It's a trick. Father never uttered a word of praise for me in his life. He only loved that fool Rickard. Rickard, let's go. You're wasting your breath on this unworthy madman. He's a disgrace to your father. Hassel, the dark has already turned you. How else could I explain this foolishness? Turn aside before it destroys you. Open your eyes, look. Darkness ravages our mountain kingdom. The cries of the molten fire clans can be heard everywhere. The ground is stained with the blood. Our blood. I can't believe that you did not listen to the cries of your people. Put your weapon down. Hassel appears quite mad. No, no, no. It's not possible. Nicholas would never betray me. I am rightful molten elder. The mountain kingdom is mine by right. Ha! Let the darkness come, I don't care, as long as the molten fires rule once more. The mad Hassel escapes the group and flees the scene. I still believe there is some light in him yet. Perhaps time can heal his wounds. Rickard shakes his head. Today's trouble are like the wound that has festered for many years thanks to my absence. I never really believed that Hassel could be so arrogant. Our people, or send our people to doom. I can understand my father's decision now. All I can say is, yet another great sin can be laid to my charge. Uh-oh. Where's Brand? The soldier said Hassel was meeting Brand. Everyone, quick. There's a secret passage here. Maybe it leads to the king. Brand? Older, Rickard. Something terrible has happened to the Chaos Rift. There are beastly sounds, explosions, shrieks everywhere. Let us go forthwith. I just got back from the Chaos Rift and didn't see anything out of the ordinary, Bora. Are you quite sure? I swear on my life, Older Rickard. The shrieks I heard were absolutely soul-chilling. Like my very soul was being torn asunder. I could hear nothing else. Rickard thinks to himself. We are very close point in this tower to the Chaos Rift. If anything's going to happen, it's going to be on this level. Oda, listen, do you hear that? I think I see the problem. Come with me. A very strong entity is pulling and pushing at the enchantment here. I suspect it may be something to do with that demon. I'll try a strong dispel, Bara. Watch out. The Chaos Rift has been cause for concern in these last few days. I am not sure what the problem is, but I am truly thankful we have such fine warriors as yourself to guard it. I am happy to say that the rift looks fairly quiet for now. Hopefully the trouble has ended. It's about time for a few drinks at the tavern, I say. Elder Rickard, what are we to think about all these strange things in the rift? I'm not sure if it is time to call it a day. You have nothing to worry about Bora. Let me assure you I've made a careful inspection of the rift, and I cannot see anything untoward. It has been quite a while since we have had a customary meet. Please, I'm sure everyone is eager for the tavern as I am. Go, go, the tavern. The next day in the tavern. Elder Rickard, wake up! Something terrible has happened. Barbara, where am I? You forgot, Elder? You passed out in the ale yesterday. You're only just woken. We haven't had much time, Elder. The Chaos Rift is open and the demons are attacking in full force. They already destroyed several of our villages. Damn it! What the heck is going on? Elder, come with me now. Our people need you. Rickard follows Bora, who is running like a madman. They witnessed several dwarf villages consumed by fire and fear. Hear fellow dwarves shrieking. Elder Rickard, they just attacked this village. We might find survivors if we move fast. Enraged, the demon. Damn you. I'll get you if it's the last thing I do. Elder, please, we need orders, not fury. Our people need us. We need to look for survivors while we still can. Rickard's hands are trembling. Wake up, open your eyes, open them. It's okay, Elder. His breath, his last. We have little time to grieve, Elder. Every second we delay hands more of our people over to the enemy. I don't understand, Bora. I was just... Elder, quick, let's go. Angered, this poor young dwarf, almost too strong for the hand of death. Half his body burned away, yet his eyes wide open. He must have fought it with his last breath. Our fellow dwarfs are slaughtered without mercy, without a chance to fight back, but the living need our help. Let's go. We need to check the other villages. Elder. Chief Elder. You, Luna. Chief Elder. You finally cough. Luna, are you okay? Cough. Don't worry, it just got in my lungs. That's okay, Luna. Take your time. What of the other villages? Half a dozen escaped. The rest coughed dead. I would have too, cough. If not for you. If you cannot move, the best thing you can do for safety is to get out of here. It's still too dangerous. I hear you. Cough. Ow. Cough. Leave now. But watch out. Uh-oh. A fish escaped the net. You wretches, I knew that demon couldn't have done this all on his own. We will have you to thank. I swear on a Titan's hammer that you will not leave here alive. Elder, who is this strange-looking fellow prowling around? An unfamiliar face, but certainly in cahoots with the demon. I'm sure he had something to do with the attack on our defenseless villages. But first things first, I'm sure the demon has bigger plans. Maybe world-ending. And if we don't stop him, then all our efforts and dead will mean nothing in the long run. He has to stop at all costs. The older chiefs and the 3 clans have assembled. They're waiting your orders to engage the Chaos Rift. I'm sure the demon is planning on expanding that rift and stopped him. It is our priority. With the power of the 4 clans united once more, I have no doubt we will prevail. But time waits no more. We must act now. The 4 chief elders and their dwarven armies assembled together in preparation of the last-ditch effort against the vicious Balbareth. Balbareth! I knew it was you, disgusting creature of the dark. You returned into the world on behalf of the 4 clans and crawled back down into a disgusting dark pit of existence from whence you came. Ha 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 ha. I have lived more than 100 of your lifetimes, you insolent little worm. Come and be destroyed then. You have no Titan to save you this time. Do you think, because you're still alive, that you'll prevail? You cannot stop him. No one can. If you're referring to the Chaos Rift, you will have to get through me. The 4 clans and the entire mountain kingdom first. Where one door closes, another door opens, and that's how many doors and many loyal servants through Alurica. You lie. But even so, all we need to do is stop you here. The 4 clans will give you a walloping back to that rift and back to your master. Ha 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 ha. Have you no gift for prophecy, young elder? He is destined to destroy this entire world. The Chaos Rift is nothing to him. The choice is whether to embrace it in his life or your children's life, but we can be patient, little elder. We only need to win once. The demon may have beaten back in the rift, and the calamities have been brought to end for now, but yet the Molten Clan has not yet suffered the last of their disasters. The demon has been defeated, his claws rendered powerless, his threat to the kingdom neutralized. Victory has come at a high price. Countless dwarf villages laid waste, countless brethren soulless, countless families left without a name to carry on their legacy. My king, I was derelict in my duty, drunk when I should have been sober, muddled-headed when I should have been clear-minded. I am willing to accept my king's punishment. It is beyond forgiveness for a guardian of the rift to abandon their sacred duties. I have convened this mountain council in order to pronounce judgment against you and your clan, who are hereforth banished to the southern easternmost corner of the mountain kingdom. There you will do not. There you will not do penance for your dereliction of duty by holding the lizard men at bay on our behalf. Lord, my crimes, my personal crimes are unforgivable, but it was my people who suffered the most because of my poor decisions. We took the most heavy losses, and I pray that you, O King, spare them for our ancestors' sake. Do not send them, I beg you, on this long journey. Have mercy. The first article of the Mountain Covenant, of which we are co-signed, clearly stipulates it is necessary on the highest deputy of the dwarf of the Mountain King is to guard the sacred rift, as the safety of that rift shall be the safety of the mountain's people, and the danger of that rift shall be as danger to the dwarven's race. This is the most sacred duty, shall be enforced by the most damaging of punishments. The guilt shall be laid upon not only the Doric guard, but also upon their entire clan. I can't read it. Oh, sorry guys. The Mountain Covenant is the highest article of the Dwarven law and cannot and will not be changed. Rickard, this guilt is upon you, not just you, but upon your people. The exile not just upon you, but upon your people too. The council advised that the Molten Clan to take all necessary preparations to move into the southeast hinterlands, and that soon. The Molten Clan finally completes its long trek towards the hinterland after more than 6 months. An arduous journey as terrible loss of ancestral lands had brought to their resentment towards Elder Rickard. How dare you continue to show your face around here, you drunkard? My parents, my wife, and my children are dead because of you, slain by that demon you let into our homes, because of your addiction to wine. Not to mention my leg, the least of my losses. And now, to pour salt on our wounds, you allowed our people to be exiled to the hinterlands? We have enjoyed some troubles along the way: elder famine, wolf attacks, snow, ice, and hail. Your people grow night and day, Elder. Have you nothing to say? Have you nothing to say about your brethren who were killed fighting that demon? Ludi, I truly failed you, and all of this suffered. As a result, I did not discharge my duties properly to protect all of you. Your failures have reached the heavens, Ricards. My husband was burned alive by the demon, and my brother fell from an avalanche 2 months ago. We've all lost someone, and all ultimately at your hands. Look at you, and you're still alive and well, living in an Elder. Well, what of my husband? Turned into a fiery corpse? What of my brother? His bones picked clean by the ice wolves? You did all of this, Ricard. How can you bear the shame and the guilt? How can you still live? You should learn moderate in your speech, Kali. No, Bara, let Kali speak. Kali is right of what I should be the one dead at the bottom of the gorge or burned by the demon, and believe me, doing so will bring them back than I would, I swear. If you could die 100 times, Ricard, and it wouldn't be enough. Your love of wine allowed the demon claws to burn our village to the ground. I saw my own 2 daughters burned alive. You are not fit to be elder of the Molten Clan, Ricard. You are responsible for the death of our brethren more than any demon's claw. It was at your hands that did this. That's right. It is ridiculous that a murderer of our brethren can be called an elder. Yes, Ricard, it is not fit to be called elder. Let the drunkard have his wine and drink it far from molten fires. Ricard, you have heaped so much misery upon our own people. Have you nothing to say for yourself? We don't need your so-called eldership. Yes, we need a new elder. One who can lead us out of this terrible disaster you brought on us. Ricard heart sinks to the ground, thoroughly outbroken dwarf. Elder Ricard. The dwarves launched a triad against the fallen leader before abandoning him as they continue to their destination. Elder, you have nothing to say to this at all? You should listen to what they have to say, Bora, instead of defend me. It is not true that I am no longer worthy to be called an elder. They speak in anger, Elder. I counsel you to not take it all to heart. No, I cannot say they are simply speaking in anger. They are speaking words of truth, too. And I know that nary of our tribe wouldn't say the same if presented. Their hatred for me is fathomable. I can see it in their faces, in their eyes. I have lost their confidence in every way, and they can justly point out to my penance for the tavern as most cause of their and their family ruin. And what can I say in my response? I am not fit to be an elder. This is the truth. Master! Master! One mistake does not destroy a lifetime of service, and I believe you still have opportunities in the hinterland to rebuild the trust and reputation of our people. It may sound counterintuitive, but our people also need your leadership right now. How can I face my problem? I can't even face myself. So many dead because of me. I'll never forget the sight of those charred bodies and the howls of my brothers in fire. No, I'm the elder deserving of death, the greatest criminal of the molten fires, the cause of all their misery and shame. Elder. Ricard's older brother Hassel is standing nearby and it is not clear when he approached. I am sorry to say, foolish brother, that you are right in many ways. You do deserve to die. As an elder, you have a sacred responsibility to lead us away from precipice. I don't know how to say that word, guys, so it is what it is. I will move so you can read it. Ugh. Percipice. Percipice? I have no idea. Not push our clan head first therein, but I also mourn for you, my brother, as I mourn for our people and our poor people, dearly departed father. And what of our father? He abandoned me. He elevated a dissolute, drunken in my rightful place. Hassel, my failures were a betrayal of my father. I'm sure he would have been heartbroken if he was still here. And not only our father, Ricard, you betrayed the trust of your people too. Your people have been behind you every step of the way until now. They loved and respect you and lifted you up into the exile's order. Huh? And what did they get in return? Death and destruction. Your people have been behind you in every step of the way until now. They loved and respect you and lifted you up into the exalted elder. Huh? What did they get in return? Death and destruction. Burn relatives and homes? I have grievously injured our clan. Of course you have. And all because of your lack of wisdom and indulgence. As a guardian of the Chaos Rift, then, if you loved wine so much and since you're more than willing to desert your post, can I suggest you head for within to the tavern? You'll find considerably less judgment there. I can't believe, as an elder of the Molten Clans, that you would accept the dictates of a mere foregod and allow our people to embark on this dangerous journey. They had no right to ask that, and we did not have to suffer this. I had no choice, Hassel. Not one word of the mountain convent can ever be changed, nor our tradition violated. Huh? Tradition? By tradition, how can a foregod sit on the mountain kingdom throne? What of tradition then? And no foregod should ever have the right to tell a molten fire what to do. We are the noblest and the elders of all 4 clans. You should have fought for us on the council. You are molten fire, are you not? So then act like one. Defend the interests of your people. And what can they do about it? Can they drive us out forcibly? I think not. No, we could have prevailed. You were weak. Weak. I can't debate with you now, Hassel. And perhaps you are right. I was the fool who allowed the people to be taken advantage of. And now look at us. It is clear to me that I am no longer fit to be called the chief elder of the Molten Clan. I hereby give my title to you, my brother. May the Titan see fit that make you a much worthier elder for our people than I ever was. Ha! It's been a long time coming as your elder brother. I had expected the eldership to pass to me first, and now I can see why. I could never understand what our father saw in you. In what ways were you worthier than I? I do not understand. And I'm not even talking about the drinking. Hassel, I have no doubt that you are and would have been much better elder, and now? See? Now the Molten Clan will look to you, but I have not agreed yet. You were higher and mightier than all of us during the golden days of our clan, and now things have not gone as you had hoped, and you want to and run and discard your crown to the next willing participant, huh? Anyone can see right through you. Hassel, my continued presence here as the elder will only cause more suffering and pain. I beg you, you are a perfect choice to the new elder. Not just because you are my brother, I beg you, my brother. Not just for my sake, but for the molten fires, our people. Please accept the eldership. Oh, how I wish you would have said that when father first appointed you, my dear brother, Ricard. And I swear to you that from this day forward, as the elder of our people, I will never again let the molten clan suffer such I skipped it. I must recognize your pleas, Ricard, and therefore I will accept your eldership. But there is one more thing I want to see from you before I accept. I want you to be best me in combat. I could never understand my father's decision. It would help me a lot if I could at least prove something evidence of why he chose you. Very well, if that is your wish. You win, Ricard. Your body may be stronger as a dwarven warrior, but I dare say that you are weak in spirit for listening to those pathetic foreguards. I can rebuild the mess that you have left of our clan. I will lead the Molten Clan, and soon enough all our people will know that this is like to be proud of their elder once again. Hassel, I truly believe the Molten Clan has nothing but good news ahead under your leadership. Undoubtedly. And my first act will be pacifying these disgusting lizard men so that our people can make a pleasant new home here in its barren hinterlands. And you, Ricard, get out of my sight and away from my clan. You represent the shame of our past and weakness of our present. It is necessary for you to leave in order of our people's spirits to be lifted up from this valley of the despair. I am a criminal to our people, and I can no more find a home here in my clan than an outsider. I will bid you goodbye at once, Brother Hassel. There must be something precious this way with so many soul plunger guards. Let's search the area. Let's search the area. Brand could be around here, but I do not understand the threats these weaklings could possibly pose to him. Have a look at that, what I found on this one. It looks like a key to a secret room. It must be the one at the end. Let's have a look. It's open. This is a cold steel made door of the finest mithril. Your hammer would shudder at try bashing it. My old friends, what a pleasant surprise. I was about to pass out from the stale air. My good brother, I have to admit this is rather a surprise. Brand, how could you let those weaklings take you captive? I am sorry, a tale of woe. I should never have trusted that snake-tongued Hassel. He lured me here to discuss the kingdom's defenses, then slipped poison into my drink. I woke up here, none the wiser in how to get out. He must pay. Brand, Hassel has not only betrayed you, but the entire dwarven race. His men have even now taken over the imperial city in your name, and he's handled the heart of the fire to Soul Plunderer. I have been investigating the rift over the Dark One. It has indeed come chose his dark energies have clouded the mind of many of our dwarves. Now it is time for our people to rise up and be struck down forever. The four clans must work together to reseal the rift and rescue our kidnapped folk. If you can convince old Ricard the Drunk to return to the fold, then I believe our four clans can once again stand shoulder to shoulder. These criminals will be crushed at the heart of fire restored then. Elder Brand, do you have any idea why Soul Plunder might want the heart of fire? And you are? This is Lady Evelyn of the Halo Dawn. She sought me out to repair one of the holy relics which led me to you. Ah, a pleasure to meet you, Lady Evelyn. If you can convince these old-timers, then I haven't much reason to hide anything. The heart of the fire is one of the sacred relics of the molten fires, imbued with a special power to forge powerful ancient relics. They must need its energy. Lady Evelyn is forging a power King Brand speaks of as the key to restoring your tier of goddess. But the Soul Pleasurer needs the heart of fire as well. I know why. It must be for their chaos goal. Elders, I fear Soul Plunderers might be intending to fuse a large amount of chaos shards together to spread this plague wildfire throughout the land. We have to stop this wenches at once. We can never let our clan's sacred relic fall into the hands of the beast. Don't let them get away. The great Nicholas will have our heads. Speak. Where is the heart of fire? It is the hands of the great Nicholas. He went to the dwarves' forbidden land? It is worse than I figured. Take haste. He is seeking, no doubt, to leverage the heart of fire to get the rift wide open. We have to get the rift before soldier plunderer, or it'll be too late. Then what are we waiting for? Let's destroy them. The party makes their way speedily to the Chaos Rift, but Nicholas is nowhere to be found. A towering creature covered in thingy. And is that a diamond? I thought diamonds were extinct. Oh, so that's why he wanted the Heart of Fire. It wasn't about the rift, it was to revive him. By the titles, do you mean to say that is one of the ancient diamonds? Sealed by the gods near his master. One of the ancient diamonds? Sealed by the gods near his master, Balbereth. If I'm not mistaken, look at his chest. It is the Heart of Fire. They can't open the rift on their own. He's their reinforcements. A diamond? I don't care. I care not for what this is, as long as my hammer can smash its head. We have got to get the Heart of Fire back. Stop him from opening the rift. We can't let Soul Plunderer do it. We've got the Heart of the Fire. Wonderful. I can fix the Tear of Goddess now. Evelyn, it is wonderful news, but repairing that rift is our first priority. We can't let the star keep spreading. I understand. I'll need help fixing it after we've dealt with some issues here. I've taken 100 years to come back to this place, far too long, and I still can hear their cries, you know. Hey, Rickard. My good friend, you will never be rid of your pains, so turn it into a warning. Inscribe it into your heart. Tell yourself that you'll never repeat these mistakes, but protecting this land with all your might. Then I believe there is a relentless soul will find peace. I consider an exile an atonement. Yet that opened the gate for hassle to conflict even more things upon my poor people. I was a coward and I caused it. Rickard is silent for a long time. I now swear upon the spirits of our ancestors that I'll never again forget my sacred duties towards the Molten Clan. I will never again turn from my responsibilities, but shall make the peace and prosperity for my clan and my sacred mission. He pats Rickard. Kind friend, let the 4 clans of the mountain be reunited once again on this day for the sacred mission of our ancestors. Excellent friends, let's seal the rift again. The Dwarven Legion reunited once more. We work to reactivate this seal spell. Now, let's kick these soul plunder wrenches out of our ice plans for good. I was hoping you'd say that, my king. Now let's show them what we dwarves are still a force to be reckoned with. Come, brothers, let's send these rats back to the sewers. Elder Hakron, we may have resealed the rift for the moment, but Allura is hardly out of the woods yet. I must find a way to repair the Tear of Goddess and stop the darkness from spreading. Evelyn, neither the Heart of the Fire Forging nor my people's arcane skills can repair the Terror Goddess on their own. We need something else, a receptacle of enormous power for both heart and fire, and your broken relic. A receptacle? Indeed, and if I am not mistaken, only the dragon scale grail will do. There are so few dragons left nowadays, and I'm not sure where it is. It will be very difficult. I'll never give up, no matter how bad it looks. Dragonkind, eh? Zachary, it looks like it's time to revisit. It looks like it's time for us to visit the Dragon Marsh. Huh. Let's be off then, my lady. To tell you the truth, I was starting to miss the old place since our brief exile. Hey, Evelyn, we might just arrive. Remember running from the Duke's consort men all over those years ago? It's hard to believe we hid around here for half a year when you were a kid. Don't make light of it, old Zach. We're here to find some dragonkind, and we have a huge task ahead. Where there's a will, there's a way. Let's hope those 6 months in the marsh were more than enough to familiar ourselves with such daring do's. I remember a Lissaman guard mentioned the most sacred place of the dragon is deep in the southwestern area of the marsh. I think we should head there. It can't fail. We need to pick up the pace. Eve, Yolander is going to need a fix-up the Tear of the Goddess whenever we meet up again. Now we're on chapter 8. So guys, if you are like what you're seeing, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next episode.